I am Ava, and this is the tale of the challenges I faced in my relationship with my mother-in-law, Sophia. Despite living away from Sophia and my husband William's father, Benjamin, for years, distance couldn't shield us from Sophia's determination to disrupt my life. Sophia, with her somewhat old-fashioned beliefs, harbored a dislike for me that spanned years. When William secured a job near his parents, we found ourselves back in Sophia's sphere of influence. Dealing with Sophia wouldn't have been an issue for me, as I had learned to navigate toxic and controlling individuals through my own problematic relationship with my parents. Benjamin, my father-in-law, had always been supportive, making things easier for me. The real problem arose when Sophie gained access to my then 9-year-old daughter Luna. Luna, always affectionate and enjoying family time, only knew Benjamin and Sophia as her grandparents due to our no-contact relationship with my parents. Despite my past issues with Sophia, I set them aside for Luna's sake and allied with her to maintain a healthy relationship with her grandparents. William, valuing family deeply, made it impossible for me to cut off Sophia sooner. While Benjamin and Sophia were generally affectionate towards Luna, a persistent issue lingered with Sophia. She consistently criticized Luna's diet, claiming that I wasn't feeding her properly. According to Sophia, Luna needed more nuts for protein, accusing me of removing essential nutrients from her meals. Repeatedly explaining Luna's nut allergy, even the smell triggering severe reactions, didn't sway Sophia. She insisted I was wrong, asserting that Luna needed exposure to overcome her allergies and accused me of being a bad mother. I half expected this from you, Sophia. We've consulted with a pediatrician, and Luna receives balanced meals. People won't die if they don't eat nuts. But Luna could face severe health complications if she consumes them, I explained. Despite my efforts and the doctor's advice, Sophia never accepted the logic. She firmly believed that exposure was the best way to eliminate allergies. Exhausted from trying to reason with her, I faced accusations of being a bad mother. Sophia even attempted to convince Luna to eat allergenic foods, but Luna, aware of the consequences, consistently refused, growing increasingly concerned about Sophia's actions. I decided to discuss my concerns with William. I expressed my worry about leaving Luna alone with Sophia, fearing that she might sneak allergens into Luna's food for exposure therapy. Don't be ridiculous, Ava. My mom may be old-fashioned, but she knows her limits. Besides, Dad is always there to intervene in her experiments. Luna loves spending time with her grandparents, and we can't just tell her to stop. William reassured me. But Sophia is not improving her attitude towards Luna's allergies. I am genuinely worried about Luna's safety every time she stays with her grandparents without me. We need to address this. I'm sick with worry, I insisted. Relax, Ava. There's no need to cut off my parents over something so trivial. Luna deserves the love of her grandparents. She's content with them. You know what? Since you're so concerned about Mom, I'll talk to her. I'm sure she'll listen to me. William assured me that he would communicate our concerns to Sophia. His words rang true, considering Luna genuinely loved her grandparents. I couldn't bring myself to tell Luna to stop seeing them. If she had expressed any desire not to see them, I would have respected her wishes. However, I hadn't realized that no one could stop Sophia, not even William, who had failed to change her ways. The turning point came at Luna's 11th birthday party. Benjamin and Sophia were invited, and they promised to attend. Sophia seemed overly excited, and my motherly instincts were on high alert, though I couldn't pinpoint why. Sophia and Benjamin were among the first guests to arrive, surprising me since Sophia usually wanted to spend as little time near me as possible. She handed Luna a large square box wrapped in birthday-themed paper, saying, "Happy birthday, dear Luna. Here's your gift. Grandma has got you the best gift ever." Luna expressed her gratitude, and Sophie added, "The gift is so big. What's in it, Grandpa?" "I don't know, Luna. Your grandma picked the gift, and she won't even tell me what she got you. We'll both find out when you open it. Open Grandma's gift and see what she got you. I'm sure you'll love it, my dear. I'll be your absolute favorite grandma. I can't wait to see what you gave me. I'm so excited. We can open all the gifts after cutting the cake. Luna, let all your friends come, and once we are done with the cake, you can go on to open the gifts. No. You need to let Luna open my gift before she cuts the cake. That's the entire reason why I came extra early, to give her my gift, Sophia insisted. While I grew suspicious of Sophia's behavior, Luna appeared visibly happy to receive a nice gift from her grandma. The large, heavy-looking present fueled Luna's excitement, and she eagerly anticipated opening it, allowing her to start opening her gifts when all her friends arrived. I yielded to Luna's insistence on opening Sophia's gift before the birthday cake, as Sophia had told her it needed to be done the correct way. I didn't want to make her sad on her birthday, so I allowed it. Little did I know what disaster would follow. On her birthday, Luna and her parents were betrayed by the one person they were supposed to trust. Sophia not only ruined Luna's birthday, but also turned everyone against her. As Luna opened her gift, she discovered a large cake inside with her name on it. Her joy lasted only a minute until she became unconscious. William and I rushed to our daughter, confused and terrified, noticing the swelling of her throat. In disbelief, I saw William rush to get an epinephrine while someone else called the police. Knowing who was responsible, I confronted Sophia, demanding, "What the hell did you give Luna? What's in that cake?" Sophia feigned innocence, saying, Nothing, Ava. It's just a normal cake. I don't understand what transpired. There must be some action on your part that led to Luna fainting. It appears evident that you have neglected to provide her with proper nutrition, despite my prior warnings about potential consequences. You seem to have ignored them. Please refrain from attempting to shift the blame onto me. Just moments ago, Luna was happy and in good spirits, and now she appears to be experiencing an allergic reaction. I implore you to disclose what you have done to cause this distress to Luna Sophia. I sincerely hope you did not tamper with the cake. I regret not keeping a closer watch on you when you promised to procure the best gift for Luna. Inform Ava of your actions and take responsibility. Look at Luna. She is turning blue. Ignoring Sophia's presence, I focused on Luna and rushed over with the epinephrine that I typically use for my child. Although the swelling subsided somewhat, Luna remained unconscious. It became evident that a hospital visit was the only viable option to ensure her complete recovery. The room was filled with palpable concern for Luna. Tears welled up in my eyes, and even William appeared on the verge of tears. Sophia, already in tears herself, seemed somewhat frightened. At that moment, I resolved to dissect the cake and discover its contents. What I uncovered left me utterly shocked to my core. I demanded an explanation from Sophia, questioning her sanity for giving my daughter a cake filled with nuts. I had explicitly warned her numerous times about Luna's nut allergy. Sophia, what is wrong with you? You callously ignored my cautions and included nuts in the cake, jeopardizing Luna's well-being. How could you be so recklessly foolish? My only intention was to safeguard Luna, not to cause her harm. I detested the fact that Ava imposed such strict limitations on Luna's diet. While it's true that she might experience adverse reactions at times, gradual exposure could have been a solution. My frustration erupted when, in response to Ava's actions, I confronted her, exclaiming, "Are you out of your mind? My daughter is allergic to nuts, for God's sake. She could have died from this reaction. Who granted you the authority to unilaterally decide how to handle her allergies? Look at the mess you've caused. I am Luna's grandmother, and I have the right to care for my baby. I assure you she will recover in time. All of you are overreacting, attempting to frighten and punish me for nothing. I bet this is all part of Camilla's plan to tarnish my reputation. Listen to me, Sophia. If things go my way today, you will face severe consequences for your actions. But right now, ensuring my daughter's well-being is my top priority." As I finished expressing my concern, the ambulance arrived with paramedics. They attended to Luna and transported her to the hospital, with us accompanying her. The doctors at the hospital informed us that Luna would need time to regain consciousness and would have to stay at the hospital for a day or two. We were emotionally overwhelmed. I found solace in William's comforting arms after breaking down in the hospital. Once composed, I contacted Benjamin to update everyone that Luna was no longer in immediate danger. After hanging up the call, I turned to William and expressed my deep resentment, telling him, "William, I will never forgive Sophia for what happened today. Do you realize that she could have endangered our daughter's life?" William replied, "Ava, I've been contemplating the gravity of the situation. Trust me, it's beyond belief, something I wouldn't have accepted had I not witnessed it firsthand. My mother has transformed into someone so heartless that she's unrecognizable to me now. Sophia orchestrated all of this merely to prove that I am a negligent mother. She feigned concern for our daughter's happiness, but it never occurred to her that she was putting Luna in grave danger. Even after everything unfolded, she persisted in claiming that I had orchestrated the entire incident. Today has been an eye-opener for me, revealing the extent to which my mother is willing to go to tarnish your image. I can't express how deeply sorry I am for not realizing this sooner and for not taking decisive action to limit her presence in our lives. I feel a profound need to shield Luna from my mother's toxicity. I failed as a husband and an even worse father." The gravity of the situation started to dawn on William, while Benjamin, who had always been a reliable grandfather, was undoubtedly affected by Sophia's egregious actions. This time, they were determined not to let her escape the consequences easily. We have come to a pivotal moment where we can no longer turn a blind eye to Sophia's harmful influence. It is clear that her actions pose a significant threat to Luna's well-being, and we cannot allow her to continue wreaking havoc in our lives. Sophia will no longer have a place in our family. We are resolved to protect Luna from any further harm and ensure that she grows up in a healthy and nurturing environment. This may be a difficult path, but for the sake of our daughter's safety and happiness, it is a decision we are committed to enforcing," William declared. Following a profound discussion, my husband and I swiftly reached a decision while Luna was still in the hospital. It was time to return home. Benjamin, Sophia, and a few guests stayed behind seeking updates on the situation, presenting the opportune moment to address Sophia's transgressions. 4 hours had passed since the incident when we arrived home. In the living room, we found Benjamin scolding Sophia, who nonchalantly typed away on her phone. Beside them lay the untouched birthday cake that Luna never had the chance to cut. Despite the sight bringing tears to my eyes, I restrained my emotions. As soon as they noticed our presence, Benjamin and Sophia rushed towards us. "I just got an update," I said. "Luna is in good hands, and she'll recover soon, though she's still unconscious. The doctors are optimistic. Thank God, Luna is going to be all right." I was frantic with worry, but it seems there was nothing to be concerned about. It wasn't even a significant issue. Luna will be fine, and her immunity against nuts will improve in no time. Her allergies will become a thing of the past. I told you I know what's best. However, at that moment, William unleashed his anger on Sophia, berating her for everything. Benjamin joined in expressing his disapproval, and the guests, visibly shocked, stared at Sophia with disdain. I, too, was seething with anger. "I've had enough, Sophia," I declared. "We've given you multiple chances to prove yourself, even after your actions led to my daughter being hospitalized. You show no remorse. This is the final straw. We will never allow you near Luna or our family again. You are banned from this house." Sophia retorted, "You can't dictate where I go. Your son won't cut me off over nothing. I won't let you take away my granddaughter just because we disagree on parenting." "No, Mom," I responded firmly. "You will never come near me or my family again. Dad is welcome here anytime, but you are not. He's the only rational grandparent Luna has. He's made earnest efforts to protect Luna from harm. Today, you sent Luna to the hospital, insisting it was the right decision. I cannot allow someone so callous to be around my daughter." Sophia couldn't fathom her own son turning against her. She placed utmost trust in William to defend her, unaware that he was a reasonable man, not deluded like her. Surprisingly, even the guests began berating her. Sophia found herself cornered with nowhere to go. Not even Benjamin sided with her. In a fit of desperation, she screamed at us, blaming me for intentionally setting her up to humiliate her. "This is your fault, Ava. You've managed to turn everyone against me. I won't forgive you for this. You should be begging for our forgiveness. Your actions have tarnished your own name and taken you away from Luna. You'll never see her again. I'll sue you for grandparents' rights. I'll take you to court, and the judge will grant me visitation. Just wait and see. I won't need anyone in my corner." I responded firmly, "Good luck trying to get grandparents' rights when you're in jail. I bet the judge would find it amusing to have a felon ask for grandparents' rights after endangering her own granddaughter." Sophia protested. "What do you mean, Ava? Why would I go to jail? I haven't done anything wrong." "Haven't you? What you've done is a crime, Sophia. You can be arrested by the police for knowingly exposing a child to allergens. It's considered a form of poisoning. Perhaps you weren't aware, but William and I know. We've already called the police on you. Here they are. They're coming to arrest you." In denial, Sophia retorted, "No, you're lying. This can't be happening. You can't get me arrested for this." Sophia's panicked expression revealed her desperation as she pleaded with us to drop the charges. Tears streamed down her face, and she descended into hysterics. Just then, 2 officers entered and informed her that she was under arrest. Desperately, she clung to our hands, begging us not to send her to jail. William, unmoved, instructed the cops to take her away, while I gave Sophia a cold stare, signaling that her deceitful game had come to an end. In a last-ditch effort, she turned to Benjamin for help, imploring him to intervene. "Benjamin, do something, please. You can't just let your wife get arrested like this," she pleaded. Benjamin, however, stood firm, declaring, "When my wife has done something truly horrifying and shown no remorse for it, I will not protect her. For years, I've warned you to amend your ways, and you never listened. Today, you put my only granddaughter in danger. I was only trying to protect her, not realizing it would hurt her so badly. Please, Benjamin, I am your wife. You need to help me," Sophia begged. William, reinforcing his decision, stated, "Sophia, I've already kicked you out of my life. It's the right thing to do. In fact, that's what I intend to do as well. Tomorrow, I will talk to a divorce lawyer. I want to be done with this as soon as possible. There's no way I'm staying with a psycho like you. This time, I will protect my granddaughter and my kids from your presence," I declared. In a state of shock, Sophia pleaded desperately, "No, no, no, Benjamin. You can't do this to me. I'm your wife." Ignoring her pleas, Benjamin instructed the cops to take her away. Sophia continued crying and begging for help, bringing a tumultuous end to an event that had long concluded. A sense of tranquility settled within me as William, Benjamin, and that returned to the hospital after the departure of the remaining guests. The others, clearly upset with Sophia's actions, pledged to inform everyone about her reprehensible behavior. The following day, our little daughter Luna woke up showing considerable improvement. However, she displayed an intense fear of Sophia. Luna cried, imploring us to keep her away from her grandmother, recounting how Sophia had frequently tried to force her to consume allergens. Addressing Luna's fears, we assured her that her grandma would never hurt her again. We made a solemn promise that Sophia would no longer be a part of our lives, emphasizing Luna's love for her grandpa, who would continue to be a supportive presence. Luna, still traumatized by the recent events, expressed her aversion to Sophia. To assist Luna in processing her emotions, we enrolled her in sessions with a child therapist. Concurrently, William and I began couples therapy to enhance our communication as a family. The support of Benjamin played a crucial role in our collective healing, and we witnessed significant improvements, fostering a stronger bond among us. Meanwhile, Sophia's life took a swift downturn after the incident. Her actions had consequences, and the repercussions of her behavior became evident in the rapid decline of her circumstances. Once Sophia's own family discovered her reprehensible actions, they scolded her and promptly severed ties with her. Even her friends, repulsed by her behavior, distanced themselves from her. Faced with the consequences of her actions, Sophia found herself in a desperate situation, crying and pleading with everyone for bail money. Unsuccessful in garnering support, Benjamin filed for divorce the very next day, and Sophia was served with legal papers while still in jail. Sophia's descent into turmoil accelerated upon receiving the divorce papers in her holding cell. She unleashed a torrent of screams. In the following months, Benjamin successfully secured a straightforward divorce, capitalizing on the adult state laws, with the police report serving as a damning testimony. Simultaneously, our legal pursuit against Sophia unfolded. Although she was expected to compensate us for Luna's medical bills, her lack of resources led to a lengthy sentence as the judge ruled against her. Additionally, we obtained restraining orders to ensure her distance from our family. Confident that Sophia would not have the opportunity to approach us again, we remained vigilant. However, in the unlikely event that she attempts to breach the boundaries, she should be prepared to face the unwavering protection of Mama and Papa Bear, who are resolute in doing anything necessary to safeguard Luna. Why are you even in this house? You're like a parasite living off of us here. As soon as the words left my mouth, my mother-in-law wasted no time throwing my belongings out of the window. I protested her irrational actions, asking, "What did you say? Don't you dare talk back to me. Can you pick my stuff up, please?" I pleaded. In response, my mother-in-law put a knife to my throat, paralyzing me with fear. "Get out, or this won't just be a game anymore." "I understand. If that's the case, I'll leave immediately," I replied. She gave me a week to vacate the premises, and I showed respect, though I couldn't suppress a hidden amusement beneath my straight face. Little did she know that I was the one supporting this house. Despite the torment I endured living with my mother-in-law, the fear from earlier vanished. I thought, if you've got what it takes, then prove it. "I'll give you a week. I expect you to be out of here by then," she declared. "Thank you," I said, showing respect, though laughter lingered just beneath the surface. Hoping she didn't notice, I believed my departure would bring peace to our home. Little did she know, leaving her in the family home, I moved to a high-rise apartment. Eventually, she would learn the truth, but by then, it would be too late. I am Valerie Reynolds, applying my past work experience while working from home. It had been 5 years since I married Justin, expecting a peaceful and happy life. However, life took an unexpected turn when Justin had a construction site accident, resulting in the loss of most of the use of his dominant arm. Grateful that he survived, I found myself in the hospital room, tears streaming down my face. My mother-in-law arrived, seemingly oblivious to my presence, rushing to Justin's side. She suggested he stay with her, and I was taken aback by the proposal. When she noticed my surprise, she coldly questioned, "What's wrong? Do you have a problem with that?" "No, it's not that. It's just a bit sudden. With my son like this, I can't leave everything up to you," I retorted, irritated by her words. Justin, however, expressed his trust in me, saying, "Valerie has been working hard all this time. That's why I trust her going forward." My mother-in-law, displeased, made an inaudible noise, but she couldn't sway my determination. "Well, anyway, come to the house as soon as you're discharged from the hospital. Of course you're invited, Valerie. That goes without saying." I could predict what would happen if everything were left up to my mother-in-law. "By the way, Valerie, I'm leaving all the moving arrangements to you. Everything." "That's a bit much," my husband chimed in. "It's too much for one person to handle alone. Mom, please help her out." I hoped he would insist more strongly, but it seemed my mother-in-law had no intention of helping and ignored my husband's words. "I have my own things to do, you know," she smirked at me, unnoticed by my husband. It felt ominous, and so began our life living with my mother-in-law. A month later, my husband was discharged from the hospital, and I was busy with the move, leaving the task of picking him up to my mother-in-law. She came to me and said, "Aren't you done yet? I told you today was Justin's discharge day, and yet you didn't even come to pick him up." "But that's because, you see, Justin," I started, but my husband interrupted. "Just like I said, right? This person only thinks about herself." My mother-in-law's intention was clear. She was trying to make me look bad in front of my husband. I decided not to take her obvious bait. Looking at my husband, he had a warm and understanding look in his eyes. "Come on, Mom, stop this. It's unsightly. I'm doing this for your sake." Well, no one asked you to wait. The sight of my mother-in-law running after my husband was comically pathetic. When she noticed, she glared at me with an evil expression. Not that her glare meant anything to me. "Justin, you can just take it easy and relax at home from now on," I suggested. "That's impossible. My right hand might not work, but I don't want to be a burden on Valerie," he replied. "I can understand that, but you've just been discharged from the hospital. Still, I can be satisfied if I don't do something." Justin was adamant, and initially, I had hoped he would take some time to relax. But seeing his determination, I decided to respect his wishes. Doing everything at once might be too much, so how about starting with some light cleaning? It could be good for rehabilitation. "That's a good idea. I don't know if this hand will ever fully recover, but it's better than doing nothing. But on one condition, don't overdo it. Got it?" I wouldn't want to be scolded. It's scary to make you angry. Justin acted as if nothing was wrong, making it clear that he didn't want to make me worry. So, I resolved to work even harder for the both of us. However, I had forgotten about one person who would interfere. "Valerie, wait a minute. What's the matter? Why is Justin cleaning? You must have forced him to do it, right?" "Your words are just a front," my mother-in-law accused. She judged things only by what she saw, oblivious to the underlying thoughts and emotions. Dealing with that was a challenge in itself. "You're always just cooped up in your room playing around. Honestly, in such a situation with your husband seriously injured." "Actually, I'm working. It's called remote work these days." I've had enough of that excuse." "It's not an excuse," I replied. Just then, my mother-in-law grabbed a nearby trash can and threw it at me. Luckily, it didn't hit me directly, but the trash went everywhere. I lost the energy to explain things to her further. It was clear from the start that she had no intention of listening. "This trash is disgusting. Clean it up yourself," she said. As I sighed and started picking it up, Justin approached me and asked, "Hey, what happened?" "Oh, this is just a small incident," I replied with a forced smile. But Justin seemed to have realized something. He usually appears calm, but sometimes he's surprisingly perceptive. "Did Mom do something?" Are you hiding something? Can you be honest with me?" Justin was looking at me with a serious expression. Seeing his face, I felt that I couldn't lie, so I told him what had happened. "Got it. I'll talk to Mom about this." "Oh, it's fine. You really. But it's not okay. I'll talk to her properly." "No, but that is. I was happy to get his help, but I was worried about what would come next. In the end, I would be the one blamed." I stared at the ceiling, deep in thought. Night came, and I thought Valerie was just playing around. That's not true. Valerie has been working hard, even doing my share. "Then why were you cleaning?" "I offered to do it. I can't just sit around doing nothing at home." "But you just got out of the hospital." "I know my own body best." Justin's stern words silenced his mother. She might not have expected her son to speak to her like that. But if she really does think that she's above such things, she's just arrogant. I hoped that this would calm her down a bit. That day, Justin went out for rehabilitation, leaving me alone with my mother-in-law. As I was working in my room as usual, she showed up. "Can we talk?" "Sorry, can you wait just a bit, about 15 more minutes?" "No, I can't wait right now." "All right, I'm coming." I hurried along and went to the living room where an unknown woman was waiting for us. "Excuse me, who is this?" "Have a seat first. We'll talk after that." I had no choice but to follow my mother-in-law, but I couldn't grasp the situation. As I was trying to figure it out, the woman started speaking. So this is the one you were talking about, the wife who just plays around without working? Yes, it's true. My mother-in-law was laughing eerily. So you realize that you're an unnecessary presence in this house. What are you talking about? Looking around, I saw them sighing. I didn't understand. Suddenly confronted by a stranger and put down as the target of blame. If I could, I would have left that place in an instant. Don't you understand? Unnecessary people are not needed here. What do you mean? Everyone answers that way. More perplexing questions followed. They kept insisting on how incompetent I was. Enduring such accusations could mentally exhaust anyone. Isn't it time you realized your place? Shouldn't I be asking you how dare a daughter-in-law toy her mother-in-law, spending time on such unproductive things? Isn't it a waste of time? What the nerve of a daughter-in-law, really now? I felt like I was reaching my limit. I didn't know what my mother-in-law would do if she got angrier. That's when I came up with an idea. Oh, isn't it about time that Justin comes back from rehab? Is it that time already? Just then, the unknown woman left quickly. I'll come again soon. Okay, I'll be waiting for you. Let's talk again. My mother-in-law and her friend were fooled. In reality, Justin wouldn't be home for another hour. It was just getting good. Speaking of which, who was that woman? I finally asked a question that had been on my mind. That's Susan, a close friend of mine. She wanted to meet you after hearing about you. It wasn't hard to guess how my mother-in-law had introduced me, probably as a useless wife who does nothing but play around. I pitied my mother-in-law for doing nothing else but that. So that's the case. Well, Justin will be back a bit later. I'm going back to work now. As I was about to return to my room, she said, Wait, what do you mean? Just as I said, he's not coming back yet. You lied. You didn't realize. Why do you act like this? I decided to use this opportunity to speak my mind. Any further interference from my mother-in-law would just be a nuisance. Actually, you were the one who started things, right? You called your friend because you can't do anything alone. That's not true. I can handle you fine by myself. Then why don't you try to see if you really can? I deliberately provoked my mother-in-law, thinking this would prompt her to take some action, and as expected, she reacted. If you want to apologize, now is the time. I have no such intention. At that, my mother-in-law exploded in anger, grabbing a nearby vase and throwing it at me, similar to how she had previously thrown the trash can. I had anticipated it and easily dodged, even showing a provocative smile. Hello, I'm home. Just then, Justin came back. My mother-in-law was visibly shaken. Why are you home already? It's not time yet. Oh, sorry, I lied earlier. I was actually on my way back. Why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? I said, pointing to the shattered vase. I couldn't help but find the situation amusing. Hey, what's this? What happened? Your mom threw it at me. What do you mean? You know, a lady just came over claiming to be your mom's friend. I told Justin everything that happened. He showed a mix of being surprised and angry. Is that true, Mom? Well. So it's true then. Why would you do that? I didn't mean to. Watching my mother-in-law being scolded, I felt a sense of retribution for all the hardships I had endured. Well, I have something to do, so okay, wait. I ignored my mother-in-law's words and returned to my room, thinking this would end her bullying. I truly believed it. After that, calm days continued for a while. But having stayed up all night, I dozed off past noon. Sorry to wake you, but can you come here for a moment? Okay, sure. Justin seemed unusually serious. My mother-in-law was there in the living room. What's going on? Look at this. I looked at the table to find a disassembled plastic model scattered about. It was one of Justin's hobbies, and he had treasured it. When I came home, it was like this. Do you know anything? No, I have no clue. I couldn't think of any reason for it. This plastic model was in my father-in-law's room before, but of course, I hadn't been in that room today, nor had entered it recently. Someone must have broken it for it to be like this. My eyes naturally turned towards my mother-in-law. She was the only suspect. My mother-in-law had a strange, eerie smile on her face, like she was possessed. I understood the situation. Even if someone broke it, I was out. I met Justin on my way back from Susan's place, remember? Yes, but... And then I found this in the room. My mother-in-law was holding a shiny object. Is that an earring? I instinctively checked my own ears. My left earring was missing. I was certain of my suspicions. It was clear revenge on me for last time. This is yours, isn't it, Mallory? And it looks like only the left one is missing. I took a deep breath. Showing anger now would mean that I would be playing into her hands. Indeed, it's mine. But isn't it premature to conclude that I broke it? Making excuses is so unbecoming. We have evidence. Still, anyway, it's broken. Wait a minute. Justin left the room. At that moment, my mother-in-law's gaze was fixed on me. The situation made me feel like Justin saw me as a criminal, and I just stood there stunned. It's a shame. This would have been the end of you if you did it. You set a trap, didn't you? You'll find no evidence anywhere. If only you had followed my advice, this wouldn't have happened. If I explained things to him properly, he'll understand, will he? Her words became reality. No matter how much I insisted to Justin that it wasn't my fault, he wouldn't take me seriously. Wait, I haven't done anything wrong. Maybe, I get it. He immediately averted his gaze. Laughter echoed from behind us. See? I told you so. What does that matter? It's sad that you don't want to admit defeat. After that, I immersed myself in work. It was almost like escaping from reality. Conversations with Justin became less frequent, and about 2 weeks went by. During this time, my mother-in-law seemed quite pleased with herself. You seem down lately. Is there something troubling you? There's no need for you to worry. Please stop. It's too late for that. Acting tough is useless. On this day, my mother-in-law was in an especially good mood. My feeling of foreboding came true, eventually becoming reality. It happened while I was cleaning the room. Why are you even in this house? You're like a parasite living off of us here. What's gotten into you all of a sudden? You always talk back, such a noisy daughter-in-law. After saying that, she threw my belongings out of the window. What are you doing? I protested her insane actions, questioning what had gotten into her. You're too noisy, always talking back. Can you pick my stuff up, please? I said, hoping for some reason to prevail. But as I said that, my mother-in-law put a knife to my throat. I was frozen in fear, unable to move. It's better if you stay still. A normal person wouldn't do this, I managed to utter, but my mother-in-law was clearly deranged. If you don't leave now, next time it won't be just a joke. I understand. I'll leave, I said, realizing that staying would only drag me further into her madness. You have a week. Leave before then, thank you. It was evident that staying would only worsen things. In her madness, my mother-in-law didn't understand who truly supported this house. She lived comfortably and leisurely thanks to me, yet she really knew nothing. Pack up quickly, she ordered, and I obliged. A smile formed on my lips as I bowed my head. But I couldn't let her suspect anything. I quickly composed my face. This will bring peace back to our home. I'm so happy, she remarked. But her happiness was short-lived. I couldn't help but think about the true hell awaiting her. After my mother-in-law had gone to bed, I explained the situation to Justin. I see. So it has come to this. Actually, I have something to tell you too, he said with a serious tone, surprising me. What? Yes, various things. We'll talk about it later, okay? His serious tone made me raise my voice in surprise, but he assured me we'd discuss it later. 3 days after being told to leave the house by my mother-in-law, I found a new place. Now the promised week was almost up. Well, today's the day of the promise. You understand, right? I asked Justin. Yes, the movers are scheduled to arrive soon, he replied. But when I inquired about Justin's whereabouts, he seemed to have gone out since the morning. Well, never mind. The thought of not having to see your face anymore is enough. I'm going out now. Make sure everything's clean, understood? I told my mother-in-law, smiling, though not genuinely. An hour later, the moving company arrived and loaded all my belongings. I contacted Justin. All packed up, got it. Just make sure you get there safely, okay? See you later, he said, ending the call. I was excited to think about what would happen when my mother-in-law returned. Finally, the moment of completing the move arrived. What have you done? Justin's belongings are nowhere to be found, my mother-in-law exclaimed. Of course, we moved out together. No way. Do you want to check with him? I got out my phone, set it to speaker, and handed it to my mother-in-law, who still couldn't grasp the situation. Justin confirmed the plan, leaving my mother-in-law bewildered. This was my plan all along, Mom, I admitted. Justin, what's happening? Tell me, she pleaded. Actually, about the model kit incident, we know that you did it, Justin declared, putting an end to her denials. There's no way Valerie would do such a thing, he added, defending me. Why do you think that? Because it was a gift from Valerie. She wouldn't break it on purpose, Justin reasoned. My mother-in-law was at a loss for words, realizing that she had been supported by the very person she had mistreated. Well, then, you'll have to manage on your own from here on out, Justin concluded. But I don't work. If you two leave me, that's the choice you made, she said, coming to terms with the consequences of her actions. Mom, it's no longer our business. Well, it's time for each of us to do our best, Justin remarked, ending the conversation. We felt relieved. We had hoped for a good relationship at first but quickly gave up. Now my mother-in-law chose her own fate. But why did you keep it a secret about that? What about Mom? It's like they say, deceive your allies to deceive your enemy, Justin explained. You can't mean enemy, I said in disbelief. We looked at each other and burst out laughing. Finally, we could have a peaceful life together. About a month later, Justin expressed some doubts. You seem down lately. Is there something troubling you? There's no need for you to worry. Please stop. It's too late for that. Acting tough is useless, I assured him. On this day, my mother-in-law was in an especially good mood. My feeling of foreboding came true, eventually becoming reality.